Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to the material for English 4 for Diploma 3 with me, Miss Monal Sapasaribu, and now we are in week 5 and our topic is about research proposal. As you know, from week 1 until week 4 we were talking about the journal articles and how to summarize and do critical review of the journal article. Now we'll be looking at the research proposal, and as I have mentioned to you in the previous video, this research proposal is quite significant, particularly for a diploma student or and also for bachelor student, because the research proposal is one of the documents that you need to fulfill or you need to write down, you need to submit in order to finish or graduate from your degree. Okay, so let us have a look at the video to discuss about this research proposal. So the outline for this video, we will be talking about the review very quickly, and then we'll talk about the academic proposal, and then we will talk about the format of the proposal. So very quickly, we'll have a quick review from the material last week. As you know, we have discussed about the critical review last week, and we also talk about the assignment. So thank you very much for those of you who have submitted your assignment on time and who have followed the instruction well. Okay, we'll give you the feedback as soon as we finish all the marking. Okay, so that is the very quick review from last week's material. Now we will come to our material for this week, which is about proposal. And some of you may think a proposal has a different meaning other than the proposal that we were talking about. However, I'm going to ask you, what comes first to your mind when you hear the word proposal? Well, it can be anything. It can be something that is not really into academic, but maybe something different. I would like to know your answer. And can you please post your answer in the YouTube comment for this video? Okay, so what comes to your mind when you hear the word proposal? Okay, that will be my question for the YouTube comment. Alright, so what is actually a proposal? Proposals are persuasive documents, as these try to convince the reader about the suitability of a particular course of action. So what we want to underline here is the word persuasive, okay? Because you want to persuade people to believe or to agree with you or your idea. Then you write down a proposal to persuade them to do so. Yeah, so that is the meaning of proposal in general. Now we will talk about the definition of academic proposal. So what is actually an academic proposal? So an academic proposal is the first step in producing a thesis or a major project. Now, as I have explained in the previous slide, that the function of the proposal in general is actually to persuade people to believe in your idea or to believe in your thoughts, then an academic proposal is quite similar to that. The only thing is that we want to persuade the supervisor or the academic committee to convince in our idea or our topic that it is eligible to be counted as a research proposal. Okay, so then we will gain their, when they think that it is convincing, then you will get their approval in order to proceed to the actual research. So it's actually the first step before we actually conduct a research. Okay, so that's the definition in academic version. Now we will talk about the contents of an academic proposal. So in general, in any kind of proposal, I would say, there should be a rationale, a review, and an outline of your methodology or your approach. Okay, so what is actually a rationale? So a rationale is the explanation of your topic. So why is it is important? and then why is it useful, and then with the concerns of the disciplines or the course. So you also want to tell you kind of want to tell the readers, or in this case your supervisors or the academic committee, that this topic is necessary to be discussed for some reasons, because you want to solve a problem, for example. Okay, so that is a rational. So the reason why you want to choose this topic, why you want to discuss this topic. But in a rational, you also need to discuss about your limitation, the limitations of your aim. So you don't want to solve the whole problem because you are limited to time, budget, for example, or also, for example, your knowledge. Then you need to mention in your rational that you only want to discuss a specific thing in your proposal or in your research. Okay, so in your rationale it is necessary to mention these reasons and the limitations to it. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then the second one, you also need to discuss about the review from previous work, or we call it a literature review. So here you need to tell how your proposed work will build on existing studies and explore new territory. So we call this as novelty. Okay, so there is a sense of novelty in your proposal, in your research, meaning that you are not only repeating something that's already happening. Okay, even if you want to say, let's say you want to implement the same algorithm, but obviously you will implement it to a different object, for example, or to a different data. So that is what we call as a novelty. So you want to create, you explore a new territory towards the implementation of an algorithm, for example. Okay, so that's the review. So you want to mention about the previous work from other researcher, and then you want to mention that that your proposal, that your research is going to discuss something new that is not discussed yet by other researcher. Okay, so that's the review section. And then the other one is we talk about the outline. So how are you, because it's a proposal, so it's a plan for you to conduct your research. So there should be an outline mentioning your plan for your research work later on. Okay, so the outline of your intended approach or methodology over here, with the comparison with the existing published work. If it is, I don't think it's quite necessary to mention this, but I would say the outline of your intended approach is necessary to be mentioned, and also a timeline when you hope to get the things done. So for example, if you're talking about your project, your second year project, for example, then there should be a specific timeline for you to finish your research, probably only 1 semester or 2 semesters, so something like that. Okay, so there are 3 things that you need to mention in an academic proposal in general. So you need to have a rationale, a review, and an outline. Okay, so that's the contents of an academic proposal in general. Now we will talk about the academic proposal that is released by Dell Institute of Technology. So here is the format of academic proposal based on the template released by the academic and administration unit by our campus. Okay, so there are I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements that you need to fulfill in order to finish your academic proposal. Okay, so the first one is the background. Okay. And then the second one is the research question or questions, if you have more than 1 question. And then the objectives, same thing, the objective, if you have more than 1, then you say objectives. The scope of the study, the limitation, the expected result, the methodology, and the timeline. So then if you're talking about, if we go back again to the previous slide, then I would call this as the first one and the second one. Okay, so the first one was talking about the rationale, and then the second one was talking about the review. So rationale and review, I would go to this part. Okay, and then I think rational, review, and objective, and I think those are included in this part over here. Okay, and then the methodology and the timeline, I think it's going to be in the outline. Okay, so those are, if you want to put it that way, then that's how we put the information in the academic proposal. And for this one, I actually have given you the example of the academic proposal from previous class. Okay, so have a look in our campus information system. The outline is there and the example is there, so have a look and let me know what you think about this academic proposal. So now we will talk about the proposal for your second year project or your final year project. I know maybe for your second year project or PA2, maybe you don't really have a proposal for your second year project. However, for this, for our English 4 topic, I think we can actually discuss a little bit about your proposal. So this is like an ongoing research that you are doing because you're actually doing a project right now. Then think about why you actually want to do this project. For example, because I want to solve a problem in, for example, a problem in COVID-19 learning, for example, or I want to solve a problem in my village through building an application, for example. Okay, so think about a topic, the topic that you want to discuss for your project first, and then later, in the background, I want you to have a look at discussing the urgency why you want to do this project. Okay, I want you to point out the problem of the things that you were discussing and mention how your method have solved the problem in other areas other than the object of your research. So let's say, for example, if you want to talk about for example, selling some kinds of product in a village, and you find it difficult to sell this product due to the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, and then you come up with the solution of building a web-based application to help the farmers to sell their product, for example. Then you want to discuss about how building a website has actually solved a problem in other areas other than for the farmers, for example. Then you will come up with the idea of helping the farmers by using this application development, web-based development. Okay, so that's how you actually can construct your background for your research, and that's the example. So now we will talk about the practice. So think about the proposal for your second year project or final year project if you already have your thoughts for the final year project. I want you to use the guidelines from the previous slide. So the urgency, the rationale that I have mentioned in the previous slides, and then start to kind of draft the background of your proposal for this exercise. Okay, so practice by drafting the background of your proposal using the guideline from the previous slide. Okay, and we will later in the practicum session check your draft of your proposal. So that will be the exercise for this week, everyone. For next week, we will talk about the tenses that is commonly used for the proposal writing, and then we will also continue with the writing of proposal with the other elements, which is the question, research question, and then the scope and the expected result, and etc. Okay, so that is the focus for next week. So please do the exercise that has been asked for you for this week. And here are the references for this week's material, everyone. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the practicum session. And if you have question about the writing of this, the background for the proposal, you are most welcome to ask one of us, Miss Julie or I. We will be happy to answer your question. Either way, have a good day, everyone, and hope to see you in the practicum session, and stay healthy wherever you are. Goodbye.